What's going on, people? Welcome back to We Are Tottenham TV, and welcome back to another pre-match fan show on the back of that 2-0 win last night against Brentford. The game's come thick and fast now as we played Norwich this weekend on Sunday 2 o'clock kickoff at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where we're going for 3 back-to-back wins, is it? We've already had 2 back-to-back wins now. Let's go for a hat-trick this weekend.
Got manager of the month. We've got 3 back-to-back wins.
Yeah.
So it proves a lot.
So how are you feeling coming into this one, Sim?
Well, look, I'm confident that we have the quality to beat them. I'm obviously a bit worried that we put a lot of energy in on Thursday night, and Norwich have 2 extra days rest than us, and I don't expect us to make many changes. So whether we can keep up that same intensity remains to be seen, but we know that Norwich struggled on Tuesday against 10-men Newcastle. I think that goes to show where they're at the moment. So I'm really feeling like as long as we our fitness is correct, we should be able to win this game comfortably, 100%. I think Norwich's squad, even though Dean Smith has got a mini turnaround, 4 games unbeaten, I still think it's championship quality squad. So I think with the quality we have, especially with more time on the training pitch, the more time he gets to with Reguilon and the wing backs and everyone pretty much, and the better. So I'm confident we should be getting the result, but there is just a bit something in the back of my mind telling me, are we going to be as fresh as we were on Thursday?
Especially as Norwich have 2 days extra rest than us. Look, we'll have to see how that one goes, but the way what we're going to do today is we're going to go through every word Antonio Conte has said in his press conference today, and also we're going to be getting you guys on to have your say. So if you want to come on and speak to us about the game this weekend, the link is in the community section right now. It's not open just to members, it's open to every single one of you out there. So come and join us. I want to hear your opinions on the big game this weekend, but without further ado, let's get into Antonio's press conference.
Too much time that I don't see you. Yeah.
If you want, I can kind of see you every day. It's up to you.
I think we're going back on Zoom, Moose.
Yeah.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Start with some housekeeping. So we'll start with the broadcast section that's got no embargo, followed by an embargoed section of 10:30 p.m. tonight. Please raise your hand if you would like to ask a question. No live tweeting in the broadcast section. We'll start with team news from Sky, followed by 1 question per person to allow everyone to ask a question within the time limit. So, Michael, do you want to kick us off with team news?
Yes. Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
The team news, please. Injury latest.
No bad news, and this is important. And we have all the players available, and it's okay. Apart Romero and Giovanni Lo Celso, and for Romero, as I said to you before, he needs a long time before to recover. Instead, Giovanni, I think after the game against Norwich, he will be ready to start again the training session with us.
The fight for fourth position seems very open now. Tottenham could be in the fourth position by the end of these fixtures. We know you want to do a lot of work and a lot of work needs to be done. If you finished fourth, would this be one of the best and biggest achievements of your managerial career?
I think that in this moment it's more important to go game by game, and I think it's very important to look ourselves, not the other, and surely the table is very important, and I always said that we want to try to stay close, to stay close at the first positions, because when you stay close, and then you can improve with the work. We can improve with the time to improve many aspects, no, with the players, and then we'll see what happen. Surely we need to improve, to be very good, and also to hope that other teams can sleep. But at the same time, we have to stay there. We have to stay very close. There is only one way to do this, to get 3 points. And against Norwich, we have another important game, difficult game, but it will be very important to get 3 points. We need to have a good momentum, and to stay there, to trust in the work, trust in the idea, and for us it's very important to exploit this situation.
Thanks, Michael. Ian Abrahams, please.
Hiya.
Hi.
Unbeaten in the Premier League, good win last night, but the only thing missing is Harry Kane scoring in the Premier League at home and really getting going in terms of scoring regularly in the Premier League. So, how much are you hoping Sunday he'll score, and is the lack of goals from him a worry for you?
First of all, I'm sure that Harry is happy if we win. He doesn't score, and because Tottenham is the first thought for us, and Harry, and as I said yesterday, played a really good game. He was in the situation that we scored, and he had also a good chance to score. But it's important, I think, to have chance to score, and we are improving a lot under this aspect. I'm sure that Harry is going to score many goals, but for sure, I'm sure that he's going to have a good performance in the same way that he had against Brentford, but against every team that we played. I'm very pleased for the way that he's playing, and then I know that the striker wants to score. The striker wants to score, but then we want to give him many chances to score, and I think we are in the right path to have this type of situation.
Thanks, Ian. Okay, we'll go to Lindsay Hooper on Zoom, please.
Following on from that, Antonio, I just wondered how you explain Harry Kane's goal-scoring form for England compared to club. Have you managed to get your head around that?
But I think that Premier League is a very, very tough league, and every game that you go to play is not easy. And I think that sometimes during with the national team, you can play against team not so strong, and also to have more opportunity to score, not only for him but for all the players. This league is very strong. This league is the most difficult league in the world, and for this reason, it's not simple for to win game, to get 3 points, to score goals, and this is the great difference that you can find between the two different situations.
Thanks, Lindsay. Staying on Zoom, we'll go to Sungmo Lee, please.
Hi, Antonio.
Hey.
Hey. Son has scored yesterday and also contributed your first goal as well. And at last press conference, you said you think Son is better at number 10 or at his own position at the moment. So can you tell me about what did you mean about number 10? Did you mean attacking midfielder or second top or free role midfielder, or what's your view or plan for Son, please?
Yeah, but for me, and with this system, we are playing with 2 number 10, and but for me, they are 2 strikers, and we are playing with a number 9 that is Kane as a point of reference, and then 2 players very offensively, like Sonny and Lucas, in the start 11, because behind we have Bergwijn, and then also Dele Alli, Giovanni Lo Celso, and Brian Hill. For me, Sonny is a really good player. He's a top player, and he's a modern player, and he's a good. He has great quality. At the same time, he's fast. He has a resilience, and he's strong. When you have all of these characteristics, it means that you are a top player, and Sonny has all of these characteristics.
Thanks, Sungbo. Back in the room, we'll go Alistair Gold, please.
Hello, Antonio.
Hey.
I just wanted to ask you about Joe Rodon. He's been here over a year now. He hasn't had many starts in the Premier League. I was just wondering whether Christian Romero's injury might give him more opportunities under you.
Yeah, the first things that I'm trying to do, and I'm doing, and to find the right position for every single player, and to try to, in every position, to have a double player, and for the characteristic, in my idea, I see Joe behind Eric Dyer in the central position, and for sure this position is a singular position, no? Not if you are central defender on the right, on the left, and you can have more options, no? To play, to stay behind the central defenders, and you have only one option. But Joe is a player that show me a really great commitment, and a will, a desire to learn, to improve himself, and I think that this is good. This is good. This is a really good example for also for the other players, and he's a silent player that work because he knows that he wants to improve, and I'm satisfied for the improvement that I'm seeing during the training session about him.
And last one in this section, Jonathan Veal, please.
Aye.
Hugo Lloris is out of contract in summer. Have you spoken to him about his future? Do you think he'll sign a new contract, and would you like to see him stay at the club?
Yeah, but I have just arrived, and only 1 month, and in this moment, for sure, we have all many situations to solve, and Hugo is a captain of this team. He's the captain of French. We are talking about a top world goalkeeper, and he's very focused now, and he knows very well that now we have to try to do our best. Me as a coach, Hugo as goalkeeper, and every player has to perform at high level. But for sure, and we'll have the time to speak about him, and I consider him an important player for Tottenham, for his experience, because he's a good goalkeeper, first of all, and then many years with this club, and he shows always a great commitment, for this club.
Thanks, Jonathan. Okay, we'll end the broadcast section there. So we move on to the embargoed section for 10.
All right, so that is every word Conte has said on the big game this weekend. Let's talk about Hugo Lloris, because we've said it a couple of times in the past. I have said it, that when Hugo goes, we're definitely going to miss, because I can't see us signing a keeper that's equal to his level or above his level. I personally want to see us give him a new contract. What are your take on it?
Obviously, he is getting on a bit, but I still think even right now he's one of the top keepers in the league. I still think he's performing at a very high level. The mistakes that he makes are not as prevalent as they used to be. I feel like during that period just after he won the World Cup, and I think that he comes under a lot of undue criticism every time he does do something which maybe people think he should have done better. Every time that happens, like people say, "Oh, get rid," or "He needs upgrading." I think you're going to find a very difficult upgrade on him right now. I really believe that. So as long as he's healthy and and able to do the job as our number one keeper, I think right now he should be our number one, and I definitely would give him a new contract at least another year for sure. But obviously, look, we have to start looking at long-term replacements. But right now, I've got no qualms about having Hugo as our number one.
Yeah,
definitely
completely agree. I mean, when it comes to the time when we do have the replacement, it's going to be a hard job. It's going to be a very hard job, because like I said before, I really can't see us bringing in a keeper that's equal to his level. I just can't. I mean, when you're looking at the goalkeepers that we're linked with, they're levels below Hugo Lloris. Let's be honest.
Hugo is world class. People have to realise that. I think people don't acknowledge that enough. That Hugo is an unbelievable goalkeeper, and he has his flaws, like most keepers do. But for what he does bad, he makes up for tenfold in what he does good. So I do really believe we have an excellent goalkeeper. Maybe in the modern game where keepers are playing on the ground a bit more and looking for passes and stuff, maybe that's something we have to look for in a goalkeeper in the future. But I think now he's still a great option to have, and he's also a leader in the dressing room. He's been there for a long time. So and I think he inspires a lot of the players. So and he's still number one for France. It's not like France thought about shipping him out any time. So why should we?
Yeah, and in terms of Conte being here now, surely he would want to stay now. Conte's here, Harry Kane stayed, all that stuff. I mean, surely with the club going supposedly in the right direction right now, obviously it remains to be seen if we are, depending on what signings we bring in and how we can revamp this squad. But with Conte coming in, surely Lloris would want to stay now. Yeah,
I don't think it's a case of him wanting to leave because he wants out. I think it's more of a case of whether Tottenham wanted him to stay. I reckon if we offered him a contract, he would stay on. That's my gut feeling. So I think definitely. I think the ball's in Tottenham's court to offer him a contract right now. At 34 years of age, it's like, does Levy want to offer him another 2-year deal on however much a week, or would you rather go for someone younger? I'll personally think he could probably be good for another 2 years, but knowing how we usually do things, it's not a given that we do sign him up.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, if I was in the position, I would offer him a 2-year deal straight off the bat now. I really would. I think he's deserved it for the amount of time he's been here. Great servant to the club, and he's one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. So I don't see why we would get rid of him.
Last 2 years, he's been pretty good as well.
He has. So That's our take on Hugo Lloris. I mean, what would you make out of the comments on Joe Rodon?
Yeah, interesting what he says on Joe Rodon. He says he sees him as a central defender in terms of the centre of the three. Doesn't see him playing on the left or the right, which says it limits his playing time because he only has one position to fight for. But he said he very impressed with him in training and everything and his work ethic. So I think at the moment, with the way Eric Dyer is playing, it's going to be very difficult for Joe Rodon to be getting minutes. And as well, can Joe Rodon step up in terms of can he do the role? That like can I see him playing passes that Dyer's been playing and stuff like that? I think in terms of stepping into midfield and being comfortable on the ball, I think he's okay at that. I just think his quality on the ball is definitely lacking. Something he's going to have to improve on. But that's where Conte sees him. So he's going to have to work on that, I think, before he can get serious minutes in the Premier League, I feel.
I mean, we're probably going to see him this month at some point during the month because, you know, Dyer's surely not going to be able to play every single game in this December, is he?
Well, definitely not when we have 2 games in 2 days in Boxing Day. So he's going to have to, something's going to have to give then, aren't they? So, yeah, I'm assuming Rodon will play some sort of minutes, so we'll get to see exactly what he's made of in a settled back three potentially. But I can understand why it's difficult for him to get minutes if that's how Conte sees it.
All right, that is Conte's press conference.
So on Harry Kane, he was talking.
On Harry Kane, obviously. What did you make out of what he said on Harry Kane?
I think he's right when he says that Kane, despite, first of all, Kane is like a team game, you know. Kane will be happy with the win even though he hasn't scored. I know Kane can be selfish sometimes like that, but I think the way he played and the way the team played, I don't think he's going to be unhappy. And Kane is that kind of striker who offers so much more than goals. He always has. And even when he's not scoring a lot of the time, he still offers quite a lot to the team, despite the fact that people get frustrated when he's not getting on the score sheet like now. So I think he's right in what he's saying there, and he said he's happy with how Kane's playing. In terms of what he said about comparing his England form to Spurs form, he's probably 100% right in that, in terms of, you know, who did he score against for England? Albania and...
San Marino.
And San Marino, you know, San Marino especially, they're a probably not even a non-league team standard. So I can't see. You can see why he's finding it easy to score goals.
The game finished 10-0 at the end of the day.
Exactly. So there's no surprise that he's finding it easier to score at international level than for Tottenham. It's just easier in general.
Yeah.
And I think it's gone under the radar, and except for like Vardy, who scored quite a few, like a lot of strikers have been struggling this season for goals. It's not just Kane.
Like who? Like who's been struggling?
A lot of them. Like only Vardy's really been prolific. Like most other strikers.
I mean, there's a lack of strikers in general, anyway.
Like apart from Vardy, I know Antonio had a great start, but he's gone off the boil massively. Lukaku's I know he's been injured, but he only got 3 goals so far in quite a few games. So I don't know. Like who's really banging them in?
Yeah,
Except
who is
Vardy.
really banging them in? I don't even know what the Premier League top goal scorer charts looks like. But yeah, you might have a case there. But what do you put that down to?
I don't know. Maybe it's because it's more the more emphasis on wingers scoring. I don't know. But like you got Ronaldo, he's on 6 goals, but he's like one of the top, like 6 in 14 games. You wouldn't say that's like massively prolific. Would
Out
you?
of the top 10 goal scorers in the Premier League, there's only about 4 out-and-out strikers on there. You've got Salah on top. He's not an out-and-out striker. You've got Jamie Vardy. Diego Jota's not an out-and-out striker. Mane's not an out-and-out striker. Dennis, would you call him an out-and-out striker?
Yes and no. He can play there, but he's playing on the right for Watford, doesn't he?
So, not him. Antonio. So, you've got Antonio, Vardy, Ronaldo. Apart from that, they're all pretty much wingers. Rafinha, Bruno Fernandes, midfielder, Smith Rowe.
But
Bernardo Silva.
even like if you're looking like the top 4, like Salah 13 and 14, great record. Vardy 9 and 14, brilliant record. But then Jota 8 and Mane 7 and 14, those are good. But then down there is like everyone else is like from like the 5th top goal scorer has only got 6. You know what I mean? 6 and 14. I'm not saying it's bad. It's not like the most prolific though, is it?
Yeah.
So I'm just saying like Kane doesn't seem to be the only striker who's struggling right now.
Yeah, but like I said, there is a lack of striking talent around at the moment, especially in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
You look at all the top clubs right now. Liverpool don't really have an out-and-out striker. Man City don't have an out-and-out striker. Chelsea, their out-and-out striker's been injured for half the season. So all the top clubs right now don't really have an out-and-out striker, really.
Yeah.
So read into that what you will. I don't know what to make out of that, to be honest. But let's start bringing on guests, and let's start with Brian.
Brian.
Brian Dakhil.
Good afternoon, boys. You good?
I'm good, thanks. How are you, sir?
I am very, very good. All the better for seeing you two boys. And I can say it to your face now. I've said it to you on Twitter, on everything else, but now I can say it to your faces. Listen, guys, you know how much I absolutely adore you and love you and the channel and everything. And Mazel Tov on 97,000 subscribers. You're already up to 97,200. And I'm on a mission to get that 2,800 down and get that 100,000 that you boys richly deserve for everything you do, everything you've done, and everything you put in. So, but yeah, just congratulations, boys.
Thank you very much, Brian. Much appreciated, bro.
It means a lot to us, man. And everyone, go and listen to Brian, man. If you're not subscribed to the channel, scroll down, smash that subscriber button. And you know what? I'm feeling extra saucy today. So why don't you open up a new tab as well? Go type in Tottenham away and smash that subscriber button as well. Tottenham on tour, I mean. Tottenham on tour, I mean. Tottenham on tour.
You don't even need to open another window. I've just put the link in there. Listen, a couple of things I'll say. First of all, with you, listen, everyone that is in this chat, which obviously when I first came on my Levy, blah, blah, it was mixed and a lot more against me than for. But I have to say, these people in the chat as well are just phenomenal. And again, God, you know, Ben and Tim, you know, when I start talking about you guys, it becomes a loving. And so here we go. I mean,
you even got the tattoo to prove it, mate.
I've got the tattoo to prove it. You guys have given the ability to so many people to come on. And the amount of, like I was saying yesterday, you're like a family tree and you're the head of the table. And what you've created are just loads and loads of branches that keep getting stronger. It's a unique family. People don't see what goes on behind the scenes. And I used to struggle with self-confidence, believe it or not, and public speaking. And coming on this show has cured that completely. Again, down to you.
Amazing.
Down to you solely. You guys are just brilliant. I mean, I've been talking the love that Bob Spur is getting in the channel right now. Just, you know, on the two Bryants tonight, we've got David Harris and Jack Kanicki. And Bob's writing a statement for me to release to say to everyone. So I'll be announcing that. And yeah, but now back to
I just want to let you know, Brian, I just got a text from a good friend of mine, right? And this is a guy who, right at the beginning, very early stages of We Are Tottenham TV, he was in my house. We were counting subscribers literally from 0 to 10 and stuff like that. Yeah. He was in some of the early videos, big Spurs fan. And he's always proclaimed himself as the biggest We Are Tottenham fan going. He's just messaged me saying, Brian is now your biggest fan.
Yes, I've made it. I've made it. That's it. Good night. Everything's closed. I've done it. Yes. Well, thank you. I'm honoured to take the throne. But no, you guys deserve. You know, I will always big you guys up. It's, you know what? If people get me into a conversation about my wife or my nephews or my niece, forget the rest of your day because you're locked into a conversation, and it goes for you two as well.
On the same level, love it. Familiar.
Absolutely love that, Brian. But Brian, how are you feeling about the game this weekend? You confident coming into it?
Extremely. Do you know what?
That can only mean bad things, Brian.
No, do you know what? Going into the game yesterday, obviously it was like, oh, how are we going to turn up? How are we going to play? Because of the last game being Mura and that. And you could see on that game yesterday that you could clearly see Conte is having an effect. He's stamping his authority. He's stamping his philosophy. And I use two key words, respect and trust. And it looks like finally, obviously, the team have got a manager they bloody well respect and know it's not Nuno or ninth choice. You've got the creme de la creme. And I think you saw in the team for the first time in a long time, they trusted each other and played as a team and not as a few individuals. And it was so refreshing to see. And going into this game now, you've got to be extremely confident.
Brian, with Tottenham putting a lot of effort on Thursday night against Brentford, you saw that on the pitch, the way we outworked Brentford. Norwich, have 2 extra rest days against us on for the game on Sunday. Is there anything in the back of your mind thinking maybe we're not going to be as fresh as we were on Thursday, or you think maybe hopefully Conte's fitness regime will get us fit and firing again?
Do you know what? It's a great. I think I've been thinking with these 3 fitness coaches they've got. When you bring them in, obviously Conte uses them. I'm thinking maybe that card game Top Trumps when you try and beat each other with the high. I'm thinking those coaches that one of them might be better at recovery, one of them might be better at the actual training, and I'm thinking these are where these guys are really going to come in. And I think he's looked at December and thought, right, I need this 11 for this game, this 11 for this game, and he's got the key players that he needs. And I wouldn't be surprised with Norwich if there's a couple of, I wouldn't say surprises, but if there's a bit of rotation. I love that he made those subs, even though the game was 1 to 13 minutes for Mora, come off, whatever. I wouldn't be surprised to see Bergwijn start right wing back, because you guys will know. I think I heard that Emerson might have picked up a little knock at the end.
Oh, really?
Than just a sub. I don't know that. I heard it or read it somewhere, so I don't know.
He didn't mention anything in his press conference when he was asked about
He was asked about injuries, and he said nothing new except for Lo Celso's still not fit.
You mean Giola Anderton? Yeah. So he's always
Giola Anderton.
Yeah, that's my name for him. Listen, it's all about this month. We all know it. It's not just us. It's every team in the league. Squad rotation is vital here and keeping them fresh. And I think he's penciled in, I would say, it's the two main games, Liverpool and Leicester, where he knows that 11 that he wants and he's working around that. But you know what? Pochettino, the fitness going till 90 minutes worked, and he played quite a regular team apart from changing the fullback. So we'll see. But Norwich, I think there may be a few changes.
So you're saying Bergwijn a right wing back? You're thinking? Well, he said he sees Bergwijn as a striker. He said he sees Bergwijn as a striker, though.
Do you know what I mean? I've got one of my conspiracy theories about that. I think that's a Daniel Levy meeting saying we're not spending money on Vlahovic. So guess what? And that's him saying that. I don't see him coming out with Bergwijn. I see. If you look what he did with Victor Moses, it's exactly the same thing with Bergwijn, like the same position, same kind of athleticism and everything. So that's me personally. I mean, if Conte sees him as a striker, fill your boots up, play him as a striker. But I think you might see Tanganga instead of Sanchez as well.
Interesting. Do you think Do you think those are the only two changes then that will happen this weekend?
I think maybe. I mean, it depends. Højbjerg needs a rest. Højbjerg, I mean, he played well for parts of that game. Skip was incredible. And we know, obviously, being young, his recovery should be a lot quicker. But I think Højbjerg could do with the rest. Just to literally have what's he not? I think he stopped 1 minute. 1 minute he hasn't played in the Premiership this season.
Sorry, Brian. Can we just mute the people in the back? Because I can hear KPV speaking. Big up Carl Patrick Vineyard, by the way. Met him for the first time last night at the Spurs Stadium. What a legend. But sorry, Brian, I cut you off in the middle of what you were saying there.
Yeah, how dare you? Yellow card.
Sorry, Brian.
But yeah, I think Højbjerg's only had like 1 minute where he hasn't played in the Premier League. This guy needs a rest. We know he can do it mentally. I mean, 90 minutes of every game Premier League last season, you've got to give this guy a rest. But
Brian, we've got so you're thinking maybe a couple changes on Sunday, and then we've got Ren on Thursday, and so do you think maybe he makes some changes on Sunday ahead of that game, or maybe he rests some games or players on Thursday ahead of Brighton? Like, it's a must-win game on Thursday, isn't it? So how do you think he approaches this week?
Well, this is the thing again, and the good thing is they're both at home, so there's no travel to France or whatever. So there's no extra travel or whatever. And we saw he did this, or not him, but Nuno did this in Portugal, didn't he? When he played a full strength team when we beat them to get into this cup. So I think you got to remember as well, Rennes are flying in the French league. They might rest more players than we do, but we know what happens when we've been playing their weaker teams at the moment. It hasn't worked in our favour. But I think with the way the results went yesterday, he's got to prioritise Norwich over Rennes, in my opinion.
What's your opinion on the Hugo Lloris situation? Obviously, Conte's been talking about it. If you were the manager, or you were the chairman, or you were the decision maker, let's say whoever that may be right now, what would you do with Hugo Lloris?
So with Hugo Lloris, I mean, I openly criticise him about his distribution. I have never seen a keeper with worse distribution, and every time the defenders come on the 6-yard box, I have a mini heart attack. It's so painful. But last night he was incredible. He's commanding in the box, he's physical. And you know what? We're in this position now where we're coming close to January and he can start talking. I would definitely give him at least another year, 100% minimum, and then at least you need to at least identify if we do it like they did with Van der Sar at United, and they spent ages targeting De Gea. They've got to use this time to target a goalkeeper, because obviously Galini, who I think may come good, it's not going to be good enough straight away as number one. So they need to really. It's such a specialist position. It's the one major specialist position that you have to get right. You have to get this one right. So I would offer him another minimum 1 year, minimum.
Yeah, I agree. And in terms of the position we are in the league right now, obviously a game in hand away from breaking into the top four, but a lot of games coming up thick and fast in December. Man United maybe getting to grips with things pretty soon. Maybe Leicester coming back into the frame if they can get their act together. I mean, are you looking at the league table now in terms of a top four race, or is it just too early to talk about that right now?
I think the best time to have that discussion is February the 1st for obvious reasons. Put it this way, the way I've analysed it is if we don't get back to the way we want to, like with the quality that we need, then I could see us maybe having a late surge for the fourth position. Like the top three, we know it's just which order.
Yeah.
So I think if we don't get back, we might have, if we can get a run of form, we might make a late surge fourth. But I will accept this year with the way we started and everything, Europa League space and hopefully a cup. A cup to me is a necessity. But next season, I expect nothing but top four. And if Conte extends his contract for the additional 18 months or longer, then the following season, a complete championship challenge, like a sustained championship challenge. But if we are backed in January, then top four is a real possibility. All
right. And just before we let you go, what is your score prediction?
So I'll give you my score prediction. There's just something I just need to say about Tottenham on tour. So score prediction, I went 3-1 against Brentford. I'm actually going to go 3. I'm going to go 3-0 for us at home. And I'm not going to predict goal scorers because I got them horribly wrong last time I was doing this with you. So let's have that as a surprise. But the thing I want to say about Tottenham on tour is I think at the time I came on, we were 10 away from 800. We're on a big push for 1,000. Now, the reason we're on that big push for 1,000 isn't for the monetization, which is obviously great, fantastic, and it's something we've been working towards. But if people remember when me and Brian Ireland were on Tottenham away, we did a really big mental health show called May the 4th Be With You. And we're going very, very big with this in January. We're doing another one. We're trying to finalise dates. We've got Sean Wellborn from Toronto Spurs who works in mental health. There's a great person who's the CEO of a great charity back home called Sport Against Suicide, and we're getting loads more. This is going to be like a professional, like proper worked out thing. But what Brian and I have decided to do, if we can get to that 1,000 subscribers before January and the show airs, every single super chat we're going to donate to mental health charities, either solely here or half and half with England and Canada, and that's what we want to get to the 1,000 for, because I love the way mental health is getting spoken a lot more within our community and within life itself, and it's a huge thing that I'm very, very, very passionate about. So we want to get to that 1,000 just so we can give that show the justice and help people that can be helped. So I'm going to share the link of the chat, the link for tonight's show, but then you can just go to subscribe from that way, sir. Even if you don't want to watch us, which I beg you do, because we have a lot of fun, please just help us to get to 1,000 before January so we can do this show justice and help some real people. So I'm going to share that link now. And after saying this speech, I'm not even going to say my final two normal things, so I don't want to talk mental health and him. So all I will say is, please, I'll share the link again. Help us get to 1,000. Help these dudes get to 100,000. Everyone in the chat, love you all. Ben and Simeon and everyone with We Are Tottenham TV, absolutely adore you and love you, and have a great weekend. They go out.
Shabbat shalom, man. See you soon.
Brian. Lovely to see you.
Absolutely great work Brian is doing.
Go check out
Tottenham on tour.
Yeah, go click the link.
Click the link that Brian puts in the chat right now. Tottenham on tour, absolutely brilliant channel. You get to see the great Brian Daigle alongside Brian Ireland as well. So everything for a great cause in their stream. So let's get them up to 1,000 subscribers. and let's help them do this stream where they're going to give every single penny that is earned on that channel for that specific video to mental health charities. Absolutely great work done there by the two Brians. But let's keep going, and long time no see for this next character, Mr. Carl Patrick Vineyard. Carl, long time no see, my friend.
What's up, Kyle?
Yeah, I can't see you.
What do you mean you can't see me?
No, I can't see you, like on here. Can you see me on there?
I can see you, yeah.
Oh, I see.
I can see you. You can see me.
Yeah, great meeting you last night.
Yeah, it was good to meet you too.
As
I
was
mean,
all
did you
ours, Kyle.
you enjoy the game last night?
Yeah, of course I did. I did say Sonny was going to score, so I got half the score was right, though.
You did, yeah.
Yeah.
Who was man of the match?
Skippy. Oliver Skip.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah, Skippy. Man of the match. And it was Canos' own goal. It was a Canos' own goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I thought Ben Davies had scored.
Yeah, because Ben Davies last scored 4 years ago. It was against Newcastle. It was against Newcastle
on
the
opening day. I remember that. Very good.
Yeah, Newcastle. Yeah. So.
Well, he scored against Stoke last year, didn't he? In the cup.
Yeah, and so we beaten Brentford 2-0 2 times this year, and we beat them in the semi-final of the Carabao Cup, and we just beaten them again. So 4-0 on aggregate now. Sonny scored against them, and who else scored against Brentford? Musa Sissoko Train, as expressions would call him. Sissoko.
And with Arsenal losing yesterday, Kyle, what do you reckon about us climbing the league? What do you think about us again? Are we going to finish above Arsenal again?
Of course.
Is that even a question?
Is that even a question? Is that even a debate? Arsenal have now finally lost to Old Trafford because they haven't lost there for 3 years, apparently. I checked the head-to-head record against Man United, and they said they hadn't lost there for 3 years. Are they mad? The last time they lost 3-2 was when Rashford burst onto the scene, got 2 goals. But Bruno Fernandes and Ronaldo's now got 801 goals for club and country. So another milestone.
Yeah, but coming into the game this weekend, Carl, how are you feeling coming into it? How do you think the game's going to go?
Oh God. How's it going to go? How do I see it? The last time we played these lot, we lost in the FA Cup to Norwich in a penalty shootout, and Tim Court always seems to do well against us. But I don't want to lose to these lot again, man, because I hate losing to these lot. Revenge. It's time for revenge at the new stadium, man. It's revenge time. It's time to put these lot over for good. I just don't want to lose to these lot again at the new stadium. So, revenge is coming, surprise goal scores. But I won't say who's going to score, but hopefully they can surprise me. Score prediction. I'm going for another clean sheet. So, why not say 3-0?
3-0. Same prediction as me, Carl.
3-0. Who's winning? Predict the Prem out of you two. Who's actually currently winning so far?
Who do you think's winning, Kyle?
Oh, it's you, is it?
Oh, it's you. Are you disappointed?
Oh, well, so you guys done the Predict the Prem, for this weekend's game?
Yeah, it's going to be released a bit later tonight.
Yeah. So, but like I said, I know everyone hates Chelsea, but I don't want West Ham winning tomorrow because we're only 2 points. We're only a point behind, are we? Or are we 2 behind them?
2 points of the game in hand, yeah.
So I want Chelsea to do us a favour tomorrow. Then Sunday we play Norwich at 2. Then Everton have Arsenal Monday night, so Everton, I know they're doing absolutely poor, but I want us to win Sunday and Arsenal to probably lose. So I want us to
Definitely.
go above Arsenal. So I just can't stand them. They're absolutely dog shit. As I said, they're not like they're from South London, not North London, because they think they're all North London. Like I've been watching a video called "I Hate Everything About the North London Derby Days," and they're not from North London, they're from South London. I've been watching that video every time, and some guy named Theo Delaney has a podcast, and he actually said that they're not from North London, they're from South London. Like I've been watching it every time, and yeah, then we all he said he finds it difficult to talk about, but I'm not going to mention him either.
Yeah, you
Judas.
know who we don't mention on this channel.
I know, I'm not going to mention him, but yeah, but apparently some of the fans saying we should put Kane in centre mid because he ain't been scoring lately since Newcastle, so he needs to get back in that Teddy Sheringham role, I think.
He'll get a goal this weekend, won't he, Carl?
Yeah, I think he scored against Norwich before, didn't he? But Brentford are the only team he hasn't scored against. So, but he scored against everyone apart from Brentford. But Norwich, he'll score again. Like, I want to see just some stunning goals. Maybe another Højbjerg special stunner.
Wouldn't mind that.
I wouldn't mind that. But
Let's get
got a
Skippy
biggie
on the score
skin.
sheet this weekend.
Yeah, Skippy hasn't scored, but I know he ain't scored. But he smashed it at Norwich last season, I know, and he was in. I believe he was in what team of the season on FIFA 21, and Pookie and that Ivan Toney, so
Yeah.
team of the season. But as I said, but why would the Ballon d'Or rank Kane 23rd? It's disrespectful, man. Absolute dog shit. Disrespectful.
Where should he have
23rd?
finished? Where should he have finished?
Top 10, I think, because the guy won a Golden Boot and a Playmaker Award, and they put him 23rd. Like Haaland, Neymar, Mbappe, and that finish ahead of him. Like, seriously, put some respect on the guy. Why did he
Absolutely
not finish
spot on.
top 10? Like,
Absolutely spot on, Carl.
seriously, he always
Agreed.
gets nominated, and I hear Lamella's nominated for this Puskas Award, and so we could win this in a space of what, 2 seasons, I think.
Yeah, let's see how
Lamella's
that.
nominated.
Carl, let's see how that one plays out. But we've still got quite a few guests to get through. So thank you so much for coming in.
Oh,
It
mate.
was great to see you in
And,
person for the first time last night, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon.
And I'll see you on the 22nd because you're going to be at the home game against West Ham, yeah?
Probably.
Oh,
I
you
think
bet.
one of
Yeah.
us will be there. Yeah.
Oh, one of you. I thought both of you going. No?
We're not too sure just yet. We'll have to wait and see about that one.
Oh, okay. But I'll see you on Sunday after the game. Anyway.
Alright.
Alright. Come on, you
Nice
Spurs.
one, Carl.
Big up, Carl. Come on, you Spurs.
big
We'll speak to you
up.
Oh,
soon.
lovely to see you, mate.
See you, man.
See you, Carl. That's
There's
the
the
legend
goat.
that is Carl Patrick Vineyard. And moving on from one legend to another legend, it's the Irish Hotspur. Let's bring on Irish. How's it going, man? You're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. Come on,
Irish.
man. Schoolboy error. How long have you been coming on this channel and you're still on mute? What's going on?
No tricks,
Sorry,
Irish.
amateur hour, my bad. No, absolutely buzzing after yesterday's result. Absolutely buzzing like bees.
Finally, a pump up worked in our favour, David.
Look, and they're going to continue to work. You know, Conte's giving me that unbeaten feeling. You know, especially in the Premier League. So let's roll on and make it 3.
Exactly.
In terms of the personnel this weekend, obviously the games are coming thick and fast. How are you expecting many changes this weekend in the lineup?
No, I wouldn't say so. To be honest with you, I think he might roll out the same 11 again. Look, you look at the back 3 last night. Davinson Sanchez maybe a bit shaky. I mean, Ben Davies, I thought, had a very good game last night. He was kind of clearing everything there last night. I don't think he'll change any of them because for me, I think he'd want to roll them out put them out there again off the back of a clean sheet and maybe get a bit of confidence between them, especially with Romero being out up until January at the very earliest, which is 10 games. So I think he might roll them out again. I think Lloris, I think he'll definitely keep his place. He was absolutely excellent last night. Keeping what I was actually impressed with Lloris last night was commanding his area, to be honest with you, lads. I think that new goalkeeping coach might have something to do with that, especially from corners. I've never seen him come out and try and claim as many or punch as many away as he did last night, which was which was good. I think Ollie Skip and Højbjerg, do you know what? He might take out one of them and rest one and bring Harry Winks in, but I can't see him take
Bring
out
who in, David?
Harry Winks.
How do you feel about that?
Not great, to be honest with you. Look, at the end of the day, I think Højbjerg needs a rest. I think he will need a rest. Look, he might roll him out and then rest him against Rennes, but I can't see it. He might rest him on Sunday and play Højbjerg against Rennes for that bit of steel in there. But I think you might see Winks maybe come in for Højbjerg in beside Ollie Skip. I think the front three then will keep their places again.
Yeah, because he can't play the same team against Norwich and Rennes, can he? And with Rennes being a must-win game, it's going to be interesting to see how he approaches this week, isn't it?
No, it'd be very interesting. But look, you can only play the next game ahead. You know, there's no point of planning for 2-3 games down the line. Let's get the 3 points. Top 4 is on, and then you deal with the Rennes game when it comes to it. Look, with the Rennes game, he has the option. Judging by what he was saying during the week about Bergwijn up striker, I actually think you might see Bergwijn start up front against Rennes with Kane on the bench, and if needs be, coming off the bench.
That's interesting. I mean, and as well, Rennes could potentially rest a lot of players, seeing as they're home and hosed in that group.
Yeah, exactly. They're true, aren't they? They're true. So, I mean, they probably will rest a lot. But as well, we're at home. Let's see how Rennes travel. I mean, at home, we should be beating anybody, so...
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, is there anything about Sunday, that makes you think maybe, you don't want to take it too lightly because, Norwich have 2 extra rest days than us. We worked very, very hard on Thursday night against a very spirited Brentford side. Definitely put in a lot of energy. Is there anything in the back of your mind thinking, can we match that same energy 3 days later against a side with, 2 days extra rest?
Yeah, of course we can. Look, the fitness coaches that came in, they're only coming into plan now. You'd look at the start of the season, were we as fit as we should be? Even and that you hear what the players are saying, probably not. Conte's come in, and then his coaches has had a couple of weeks to work with these players now, and you're seeing them out there. You see the performance they put in yesterday, and I think you'll see the same against Norwich on Sunday. The reason being because our wing backs yesterday kept Canos and kept Rico Henry pinned back yesterday in their own half, which allowed us to play in our half. And the way Skip and Højbjerg positioned themselves in midfield, it stopped us being counter on. So all they had was the long ball to Ivan Toney. We made Ivan Toney look like prime Emil Heskey. It was brilliant. You know what I mean? No goals. It was absolutely quality. So, look, for me, I think with the way we're trying to stamp our authority onto other teams, our game onto other teams, and hopefully keep them pinned back and playing their half a bit like we did yesterday for periods of the game. So I don't think going forward, if our fitness will have or rest will have much really to play in it, because if we're playing in their half, we shouldn't be tired because we won't be running around chasing the ball back tirelessly like we were doing when we were being pinned back constantly. Because when you're pinned back constantly, it also takes out a lot mentally as well, and that also makes you tired. When you're drained mentally, it makes you tired as well, and that would add to the fitness problems.
Yeah, it's interesting. A bit off topic, I'm going to ask you now, but Conte was speaking in the press conference about Hugo Lloris, about the contract situation, running out obviously at the end of the season. I mean, what's your take on the whole Hugo Lloris situation, and would you offer him a new contract, and if so, how long would you offer him?
I'd offer him another 2-year contract, but I don't think he wants to sign. That's just my feeling. As far as I'm aware, I didn't actually hear Conte's words today. I will be looking at them after this, but as far as I'm aware, he's not actually in negotiations with the club right now. There's actually not any talks going on, so I'm not sure where the situation is at. But look, I spoke about this last year on here about we need to identify Hugo Lloris's replacement. Have they done that already? I'm not sure. You look at the names of the keepers that have been linked. You're seeing 4, 5, 6 keepers linked. Are any of them good enough as a long-term replacement to Hugo Lloris? Maybe not. But look, they are supposedly overhauling the scouting department. So hopefully now, what I would do is, with the overall happening in the scouting department, I would offer him another 2-year contract, and then that gives you 2 year with your whole new scouting department to go and identify that long-term replacement and do it properly.
Well, there have been reports coming out today that contact has been started between Tottenham and Hugo Lloris, and apparently we're going to be offering him a new contract in the first 2 weeks of January to stave off any kind of, because he's able to speak on a pre-contract now from January. So if we're going to tie that up, we have to tie it up pretty soon, because otherwise he is free to speak to clubs. But I definitely get what you're saying. I personally would offer him a 2-year deal as well. But talking about his replacement, like which goalkeeper can you kind of think of that you would think would be an adequate replacement for Hugo? Because I can't think of any.
I can't either. Let's be honest. I mean, this guy's been world class. He's been a world class servant for Tottenham since he arrived here as well. I'll be honest with you. I don't really see any long-term replacements. But this is where I would have liked Tottenham to already identify some young lad, have him in and have him working under Hugo, have him working with Hugo every single day. And it hasn't happened. Look, people may call me biased on this one, but I think young Bazunu for Ireland is an excellent goalkeeper. I think he's a great shot stopper. His distribution is next to none. He has distribution nearly as good as Ederson. He's trained with Ederson as well at Man City. For me, I would be looking at maybe going and getting him, bringing in him. I think he'll be a very good goalkeeper in a couple of years. But if you get Hugo Lloris down to a new contract, bring in Bazunu for 2 years to work with Hugo, and then I think he'd be ready to take that spot and drive forward with it.
Is Bazunu, he's on the Man City ranks, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think he's playing with Portsmouth right now as we speak. I'm not sure whether it's on loan or whether it's being made permanent. But this guy came into League of Ireland at 16.
It's on loan.
On loan.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy came into League of Ireland at 16. He played for Shamrock Rovers. He got his move to City more or less straight away. Then he was working. He was in the underage teams there, and he was working with Emerson. And then he got called into the Ireland squad. I mean, we were struggling to replace an aging Darren Randolph, and this guy has come in. Don't get me wrong, in his early couple of games, he made 1 or 2 errors, but since then he has been absolutely phenomenal in goals for Ireland. And I like I say, his distribution would be absolutely perfect for modern day football. I think if Conte was here beyond the 2-3 years, I think it'd be perfect for him as well, because he would be able to hit Reguilon, he'd be able to hit Emerson, he'd be able to ping it into Kane's chest, and it just gives us a whole new dynamic of playing, and it would solve the defenders having to take the responsibility of passing out. This guy can do it.
Dave, I don't want you to get your heart broken 2 Irish in a row after Matt Doherty.
No, look, trust me, Matt Doherty, look, that guy, he's still annoys me, but no, look, Bazunu coming in, trust me, this guy will be a very, very top keeper in a couple of years to come. Trust me.
I want to ask you, he was talking about Harry Kane as well in his press conference. We know, us two Harry Kane enthusiasts, a little desperate for him to get back. We know. We were desperate for him to start scoring goals. But he was asked about if he's worried about his lack of goals. And he said, look, Harry Kane is playing very well in the moment, and Kane won't care about scoring goals as long as Tottenham are winning. And I want to ask you, does it matter if Kane is scoring goals if Tottenham are playing well and winning games? Or does he need to get back to scoring goals?
Look, it doesn't matter as long as he's assisting goals, but he's not really don't get me wrong. The pass to Reguilon was brilliant, but look, I've already explained the issues with Kane. I mean, even if you look at the stats with Son and Lucas from last season at this stage compared to this season at this stage, across the whole front three, they're all cut by more than 50% in terms of goals and assists. And that tells me it's more of a system problem than it is an individual problem. I mean, what I noticed with Conte yesterday is he is starting to use Harry Kane a bit like Jose Mourinho was starting to use him, where he kind of drops in, picks up the ball, spins, and plays a player in behind. Of course it matters your striker score goals. I mean, who doesn't want your striker to score goals? I mean, it matters for me, it matters for everyone else out there. And ultimately, it does matter for him. Now, look, Harry Kane has said multiple times, all these individual accolades are great, but I want to pick up trophies for Tottenham Hotspur. So, look, right now, it's just about him. He had a long run over the Euros. I mean, a lot of England players were starting to struggle until recently that were in that Euros team as well. But look, he's starting to play a bit better. He's starting to hold up the ball, pick up the ball. He's starting to spin play players in. I mean, he got a chance yesterday. The old Harry Kane, he would have buried that. I think, look, at the minute, from what I've seen this game, and the last Premier League game, I think he's taken that extra touch because he's worried about. He just needs that goal. That's what it looks like to me. He's taken that 1 or 2 extra touches in the box, which is leading to him being closed down. Because before with Harry Kane, it was either let the ball run beside him and strike it first time, or be one touch and a quick strike. And right now, it just seems like he's a bit hesitant. But once he gets that first goal, another goal in the Premier League, and the second one comes around after it, I mean, he will start scoring goals. And the thing is, I mean, he scored in every game he's played against Norwich, and he's just going to do it again at the weekend.
All right.
I'm not sure what's happened to your picture, Dave, but just before we let you go, what's your score prediction on the weekend?
Do you know what? I'm going to go 3-0 Tottenham. 3-0 Tottenham, easy peasy, clean sheet. Harry Kane back on the score sheet. Harry Kane and Son linking up again. Absolutely brilliant. It's going to be good vibes, and we will be singing like canaries once we win. Absolutely love it. All aboard the Conte train. Choo fucking choo choo.
Big up, Dave. We'll see you on the pre-match pump up 12:30 on Sunday. Looking forward to it. Another 3 points on the way. Big up, Dave, and we'll see you very soon, mate.
See you very soon. We are Tottenham TV Army. Make sure you get yourselves on there at 12:30 at the weekend. Spaces are hard to come by now. We're starting winning, so get on there early. Get on and have your say on the pre-match pump up. Oh, by the way, big congratulations on reaching 97,000 subscribers. You know, 100,000 is coming next. I'm dying to see you polishing that trophy every day in the studio. That plaque that comes with it. Don't worry, it is coming. I see Brian Davies on the big push for 1K. But if anyone has any love left to spare, I'm about 40 subscribers off reaching 5K. So that would be absolutely awesome if anyone wants to go over there and subscribe.
Did you say 4 or 400? Oh, 40.
Oh,
Everyone, go and subscribe to the Irish Hotspur, guys. 40 of you to get him to 500. There must be 40 of you out there. Come on.
40 of you watching this stream, go and subscribe to your Irish Hotspur. 350 of you watching. Come on. Only 40. 40 of you go over and subscribe to Irish Hotspur.
If there's anyone watching this that hasn't subscribed, make sure you smash subscribe on the greatest channel, the birth to all these other channels you're seeing, which is the two boys, the GOATs, Benji and Simeone. Let's have it.
Massive, David. Thank you,
See you later, Dave. Big up
Lovely
yourself. Have a good weekend. Rest up before Sunday because we got 3 points to get on Sunday. We got some bird hunting to do. So big up, Dave, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon, lads. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, mate. That's the Irish Hotspur. Let's go to Talk and Ball next. Mr. Talk and Ball, how are you?
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys today?
Yeah, good, mate. Good, mate. Obviously, on the back of 2...
Couldn't be happier, man. I'm...
Yeah, go on.
Go on.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, mate. Go on, mate. Speak.
I'm just absolutely... I'm incredibly happy with the win from yesterday. We finally look like we've got some purpose, like we're playing with a plan. I'm seeing some passing into space. We just know the players know where each other are going to be, and there's a plan. There's movement off the ball. It's just I'm just incredibly happy with what I'm seeing, and I know it was Brentford. I know that it wasn't the toughest of opposition, but still, it's a very positive step forward, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when we were playing, under Nuno, we were just struggling to get over the line in games, and even not get over the line in games in teams that were playing probably at a similar level to Brentford. So I think you can see it's completely night and day. And I felt last night, I didn't really fear us losing or drawing the game. I felt we had complete control pretty much for the whole game. And I think 2-0 probably flattered Brentford, to be honest, because I think it should have been more than 2-0.
Yeah, no, I agree completely. And I wanted to say, too, a player that I was particularly impressed with, I don't know if you guys agree necessarily, but Ben Davies. Wow. Like, he's really made that leftmost center back spot his own. And you can tell he's comfortable there. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he's got that spot locked down for the rest of the season. He's just looked aces.
Yeah, I gave him my man of the match. I completely agree that Davis seems to have a bit of a renaissance now under Conte, especially I think it's his perfect position for sure, that left centre-back role. I think not only because he's used to playing on the left, he's used to playing there for Wales, but I think he's a lot more comfortable, deeper defending in that position, the wide areas, but also because he's a fullback by trade, when he does get a chance to go forward, he looks a lot more comfortable than, say, like a Tanganga or Sanchez, who in that wide centre-back role don't look very comfortable, do they, compared to someone like Davis, who definitely does. So I think that's definitely been a massive positive. But I want to ask you about on Sunday, we've got Rennes coming up on Thursday as well. We've had, only three days in between yesterday's game and Sunday, and with Rennes, arguably being a must-win game to stay in the Conference League. How do you think Conte's going to approach this week?
Well, that's tough. I mean, it's tough because we don't know the value that Conte is going to be placing in each of these competitions. It's really tough with top four being within reach, and we're within touching distance now. You have to start wondering what competitions are going to be prioritized. I think that we go with more or less a full strength side on Sunday, just to continue what we've got going in the Premier League right now, and then I think we'll see a rotated squad for Rennes. Maybe I know that you guys. He had mentioned Bergwijn up top, and I could see that. I could see him. I think, and it might have even been. It was one of the earlier guests mentioned. Maybe Bergwijn starting and then Kane on the bench, just in case things are kind of going awry. I think that's a great idea. I also think that maybe we'll see. Call me crazy. Do you think Joe Rodon's going to get some time? I wouldn't be terribly surprised to see him versus Rennes. Just to kind of get his feet wet and get him kind of get him some game time, get him going, get him acclimated with the team, with the plan. What do you guys think? Do you think we'll see him?
Well, it's difficult because he said he doesn't see Rodon as a wide centre back. He sees him as the central centre back, and that's obviously Dyer's got that nailed down. Because Dyer, the way he's playing at the moment, he's kind of been one of our most consistent centre backs, and the way he plays out the back is kind of a lot of the time setting the tone for how we play, because he's firing passes into Kane and Son and Lucas really accurately. And if Rodon is going to have to, take over that role, if he's going to have to get in the team, and I haven't seen that kind of quality yet from Rodon that I've seen from Eric Dyer. So whether he'll trust him in a big game like against Rennes, remains to be seen.
No, that's a very good point. And I just wonder with if we win the Europa Conference League, it'll be great because we'll have won a trophy. We'll be the first winners of this trophy. But when you think about it, after that, all you get is the Europa League, and I think we're on track to finish in a Europa League spot, just in the table. Just as things stand. And so I don't want to say, like bow out of the Europa Conference League at all, but I would not be upset with putting in a rotated squad, and I think that we should be able to do the business, at home with a rotated squad versus Rennes.
Okay. All right. So, just before we let you go, what's your score prediction for the weekend?
I'm going to go 4-1.
Wow, 4-1.
We're still, yeah, but I'm going. This is just wishful thinking, maybe, but I want to see. I think we're going to see a brace from both Kane and Sonny.
All right, I'm loving the positivity. I'm loving it. So
that's what I got.
Talking ball. Thank you.
Hey, and can I say real quick, thank you guys so much for having me on. This is amazing. I've always wanted to have been on this show, and thank you guys so much.
No, thank you for coming on. Absolutely. And I believe you became a member today, right?
Yes, sir. Yep.
Yeah, so thank you so much for becoming a member, and thank you for joining the We Are Tottenham family, the ever-growing We Are Tottenham family. So thank you so much. You are one of our own now, so thanks for joining, and we shall see you on some more shows very soon.
I hope so.
Sounds good. Hey, have a good one, guys. Be safe.
And to you, man.
You too, mate. Nice to speak to you.
All right, just a couple more guests to get through. Let's go to Mitch. Let's go to Mitch. How's it going, Mitch? What are you growing today?
Oh, he's on mute. You're on mute. I think you're on mute. You should be able to, it might be a setting on... Is there a setting on the... It's not our end, is it? No, it's... There should be a setting on the rendezvous if you click it. Maybe your microphone might be muted. No, it doesn't say it is. Maybe.
I don't know. By the way, I know we can't hear you, but I just want to let you know. First caller, right? Just nod if you're a first-time caller. Yeah, because I don't know if you ever heard of a band called Portugal the Man, but you're a doppelganger for their lead singer.
I can't hear him. Maybe try reconnect. Maybe just
try reconnect. We'll get you back on, but we'll go to the next guest then, and we'll try finish off with you, Mitch. But let's go over to the next guest. Oh, look who it is! Look who it is, Mr. Spurs Debate TV. The samosas are coming out. 3 points are coming. Josh, how's it going, man?
Is he there?
Josh?
Is he there? Hello? Give him a sec. Do you know who's there? There he is. Come on, there we go. Big up, Josh. How you doing?
All good, guys. All good, man. Good to be on. Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh, wicked. What's going on, brothers and sisters?
Yeah, all good, man.
There
All
we
good,
go.
man. How are you?
Wicked, mate. Wicked.
So you enjoyed the performance yesterday?
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you, mate.
Wicked. There's an echo, man. It's all kicking off, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm good. Something's going on, but whatever it is.
I'm not sure if this is going to work or not.
Can you,
Listen, I'm just going to talk. And
all right, talk.
I'm heard enough.
Talk, go for it.
I love this, man. To me, to you, man. Chuckle Brothers.
Josh, man, take it away, bro. Take it away.
Forget We Are Tottenham, man. Chuckle TV out here, man. Anyways, right.
Chuckle Vision.
It's echoing. I just want to say, man. Look, tomorrow, well, not tomorrow, Sunday. It's gonna be. Oh, guys, I can't hear, man. I'm hearing myself, man. Let me look back on.
All right, you know what? Yeah, just reconnect. Disconnect and reconnect as well. We'll try and get you back on. All right, let's
see if Mitch is back. Let's see if Mitch is back. Mitch, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
yes, we can hear you. Come on.
Yes, Mitch, big up.
Nice. So, yeah, you guys got me through the lockdown, man. I've been watching you since the stadium's closed, and I finally managed to get on here and say hello.
No, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for watching us through lockdown and stuff like that. No, I really appreciate the support. It means a lot to us. It really does. But what I was saying before,
feel like I know you and you don't know me.
What I was saying before is you really are a bit of a doppelganger for the lead singer of the Portugal the Man. I don't know if you've ever heard of the band.
No, I check them out though.
Yeah, check them out. No, it's just called Portugal the Man.
Okay, I'll check them out. Nice.
Go for it, bro.
Bit similar. Maybe not a doppelganger, just a bit of similarities.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, I'm from London. I'm a Londoner, huge Tottenham fan, but now I live in Suffolk, so I don't really get to go to as many games as I used to. Funnily enough, one of the last matches I was at was Norwich when we got beat by them in the FA Cup penalty shootout.
Oh, dear. Lucky we don't have Jedson on penalties tomorrow on Sunday.
Right?
Exactly.
It's going to be a tough game.
You think so? Why'd you say that? You know, Norwich, I think they haven't won too many games this season. I know they got a new manager. I'm beating him 4, but do you envisage maybe you don't want to underestimate them on Sunday?
Yeah, I don't want to underestimate Norwich on Sunday. It'll be 1-0 in my opinion. It's going to be a tough match, and we'll probably snatch a late goal in the last 20 minutes.
How do you assess our kind of progress under Conte so far?
There's good parts and there's bad parts, really. I've just lost so much faith in Spurs. I just feel like we're going to get to the end of his 18 months. He isn't going to win anything, and off he goes. I really struggle to find any positive things with Spurs sometimes.
That's what you call a good case of the Daniel Levy's.
It is, right?
So yeah, it's called being a Spurs fan.
It's called being a Spurs fan. I think Son has responded really well the last couple of games. But he's just a Yid through and through, and he always plays for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kane, I'd like to see him doing more.
Yeah, what would you make of Conte's comments about him saying he's happy with how he's performing and Kane won't worry about scoring as long as Tottenham are playing well and winning? What do you think about that? Do you think it matters if Kane is scoring if Spurs are winning?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. I mean, if Kane has the grit and determination like he showed against Moura, he was one of the only players fighting for the team then. And if he's putting in that sort of effort and he's not scoring goals, then it can only be a good thing for the team because he needs to lead by example.
In terms of the game this weekend, do you expect many changes in personnel for the starting lineup?
I'd like to see Bergwijn and I'd like to see Sessegnon start.
I mean, Sessegnon after that start against Moura, I mean, surely he wants to right his wrongs.
He has to, he just he got a bit excited, didn't he?
Yeah. Just
one way to put
2
it.
yellow cards in the first half an hour in a game where he really needed to perform in, which was really, really hard for him to take. But what's your score prediction going into it?
1-0. 1-0. I reckon
Who's going to
Kane
score?
will get Kane a header from a corner in the last 20 minutes.
You're going for a nervy one then.
Yeah.
And then, if we win and let's say West Ham don't beat Chelsea, that puts us into the top 4. Like, with us being seeing as we sacked Nuno not so long ago, with us being in the top 4 after 14 games with a game in hand, what does that say about our position? Do you think we could kick on and really challenge for that 4th spot, or is it a bit too early to say we can really snatch it?
It depends on Man United's form, really, doesn't it? Because even if we go on a really good run, we are going to lose games. We've got to play some big teams still. And yeah, it really depends on Man United. But I think it's going to be a close finish between 5th and 4th.
Yeah, you could be definitely right there. I mean, there's a long season ahead, isn't there? And I think this month is going to be very grueling for a lot of teams. So we'll see who comes out at the other end of it. But Mitch, just want to say thank you so much for coming on today. Really good call. And hopefully to see you again very soon.
Yeah, peace out, man. Have a nice evening, guys. Safe.
You too, man.
And
nice
to you,
speak
man.
To you, Mitch. Nice.
Cool.
Cool.
Yid. Let's see if Spurs Debates is back with us. Josh, can you hear us?
Yes, sir.
I
can hear you, man.
Come on.
Yes. Come on. Samosas are here, mate. Come on.
Start celebrating.
How you doing, Josh? How you doing?
I've been overdosing on samosas, man. Last 24 hours, man. Can't get enough of them at the moment. I think we're going to be going again in 24, mate, or 48, I should say.
You've got to check those cholesterol levels, man.
Nah, screw that, man. We'll deal with that when we lose.
Got to send the box to Conte, although he probably won't allow the squad to near them, will he? Knowing his
no ketchup, no mayonnaise, and no samosas, man.
Yeah, exactly, and definitely no Barfies either. But Josh, how are you feeling coming into this one?
Yeah, confident, man. Confident. I think your last caller made a fair point on Norwich because, when you look at Norwich's XG, it's not bad. It's better. It's been good. It's been good. I mean, I'm just looking at it now. It's been 1 point. Was it 1 point against? It's been high, man. It's been high. I mean, ours has been around 2, but Norwich do attack. And that could play into our hands, and that could cause us problems as well. So I think we have to be mindful that Brentford, they attack as well. I mean, their XG, we didn't really let them play because we just kept winning the ball back and pushing and pressing and, not giving them a chance, which is what we need to do on Sunday. But if we let Norwich play, these guys can attack. And the Dean Smith, they are playing attacking football, man. So I think coming to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for any club, it's like a big event, the whole event of it with all the fans. And I think Norwich will come with nothing to lose. I think they will come and attack. And I think that will play into our hands because, let's be honest, we're not opening up teams with silky football. We're counter-transitioning and we're winning the ball back and quickly getting, on the attack with a counter. So I think it's going to be a repeat of Brentford. Norwich are going to come on. They're going to go for it. They're going to try and get us at set pieces. Lloris was flapping a bit in the second half there against Brentford. Norwich will try and exploit, set pieces and long balls into the box. And I think they'll come to play. I don't see them sitting back trying to hit us on a 1-0. I think they're just going to go for it, guys. And that's why I think we'll pick them off and we'll score goals on the counter. But opening them up, I'm not sure we're going to be doing that as much as maybe the fans think we want to be doing, because we're just not that team at the moment. We can't seem to open up teams. But we're getting better. We're getting better. Our XG has been amazing. To be over 2 has been the highest in the Premier League. So we're getting there. It looks like Conte's trying to get them to play, aggressive, attacking, in-your-face football. But I just think that with Norwich, a bit of pinch of salt, guys, man. They're not completely as bad as maybe people think they are. I think they're quite organised. They haven't lost a game in 4. They haven't lost a Premier League game in 4. So that says that they're solid in a sense. They can hold out a draw. And this could be one of them banana skins where it could end up as a draw. I don't think it will, but we just got to be mindful of Norwich's recent form.
And talking about us being mindful of Norwich, we do have a game on Thursday night against Rennes as well, which arguably we have to, it's a very important game we have to win. So, are you thinking on Sunday? Is any players resting, or are you going full strength on Sunday and then resting players on Thursday, or full strength from both? Like, how are you feeling about it?
I think, look, Tanguy, Lo Celso. I think Lo Celso is going to be back from injury. What's the latest reports on that? Is he?
He's out of this game.
Yeah, after Norwich. Yeah,
after Norwich, he'll be back.
Yeah, after Norwich. So you know what? Any decent manager will know how to rotate his squad. Tuchel does it at Chelsea, Man City, Pep.
But they've got a lot more to work with than we do.
I was going to say they've got a lot more to work. Liverpool, they try and keep that first 11 and they bring in Jota and the odd player, but their depth isn't as good as they'd like it. We're another team that doesn't have depth. We don't have the privilege of these other teams. But there is something called fatigue in the game of sport, and you can't run away from it. You can't avoid it. You can't neglect it. You got to plan for it. So I think past this game, Norwich, we got Thursday. We got that must win at home for the Conference League. I was about to say Champions League there, and then we've got Brighton away.
Wishful thinking, mate.
Right, we got Brighton away, and we got Leicester away, and then Liverpool at home. So we've got a really difficult December, and we're going to need all the energy. We're going to need it because it's every 3 days. So I think whilst I really like this whole happy vibe that we're in at the moment. And we should be putting away teams like Brentford at home. We haven't lost. In the last 10 games, we've lost to Chelsea and Man United at home. We haven't lost to anyone else. So you'd expect Tottenham to put away Brentford. You'd expect Tottenham to put away Norwich. So I call these bread and butter wins. They're not glamorous. I mean, I know it's the Premier League and any team can turn up. And we've seen that with Burnley at Chelsea and other clubs. But these are your bread and butters if you want to get European football top 6 or top 4. I'm looking ahead now. I'm looking at Leicester away. I'm looking at Liverpool at home, and I'm looking at this next Thursday. So, in answer to your question, he's going to have to. He's going to have to, Sim. He hasn't got a choice, because how long can you play these players game in, week in, not even week in, like midweek in out? It's every 3 days. So this is where we're going to see, I think, the likes of Tanguy and Lo Celso. But then you're relying on these players that, unfortunately, I think Lo Celso would be a good shout. I'm just not sure about Tanguy, man, because I just think, is he the kind of player Conte will want in there, considering he doesn't get about as much, considering he's quite lethargic, or I don't know what the word is. Berbatov was like that, but a great player. And I feel like Tanguy's, he's not lazy, but that's the way he plays. That's just the way he plays. I don't think we're going to get another Tanguy. I don't think we're going to suddenly see another 20, 30, 40% extra energy. I think that's what you're going to get. So that middle position is going to be interesting with Brian Hill out as well. Lucas Moura, bless him.
Hill's fine now, isn't he? He's fine. He was on the bench last night.
Hill's fit, yeah.
Brian Hill he's getting back to fitness. So we've got to use the squad, man. We've got to use the squad. And you'd like to use the squad in these easier games, like the lesser players, if you know what I mean. You'd like to give Højbjerg a rest. And you'd like to give maybe Sonny a rest every 7 or 8 games, Kane a rest, so they can be up for the Liverpools and the Leicesters and the game on Thursday night. I'd want to be resting them this weekend rather than playing our stars. So I would like Conte to get to the 65th minute, like it was 2-0, wrap the game up, take them off, wrap them in cotton wool, and the last 20 minutes, bring on your subs and see the game out, man. Because the only way we're going to rest players is by doing it in game, by not having them out there for 90, 95 minutes. The likes of Son, Reggie's going to burn out the way he's going. He's going to get injured. These players are going to pick up injuries if we keep playing them every 3 days. That's what happens with fatigue. It doesn't mean, you can get tired, but tiredness leads to muscle cramps, muscle injuries, hamstrings, whatever it is. So it's going to be difficult, man. The next 4 weeks, or all the way up to Christmas, really, and into the new year. It's going to be mad. Like, let's just fingers crossed we don't pick up injuries, guys, because you know what? We're on thin ice when it comes to backing up these players.
Yeah, spot on. And what is your score prediction?
I reckon if Norwich come at us and they keep playing the way they've been playing and they don't come and overly respect us and try and play on the front foot with that XG being around 1.5 that it's been for Norwich in the last few games, I think we'll win. I'm going to go 3-0 on the basis that we're going to be more clinical. We should have won 4-0 yesterday. Mm-hmm. If Norwich come and sit back, I think we'll only win 1-0 or maybe 2 at the max, because we can't open teams up when they sit back. So I want Norwich to come on. As long as we keep them quiet in that last third and they keep coming on to us, we'll hit them on the counter transition. And that's where Kane, Son, Reggie, Lucas. But one thing on Lucas, and on the left, we've got the best side of our team is the left. You've got Ben Davies there, pretty solid. You got Heung-min Son and Reguilon doing their thing. And they've been our most attacking players.
Yeah,
that's that nice combination on the left. We now need the right to come good. We need Emerson. We need the Brazilian connection. We need that, that right-hand side with Lucas, Emerson, and if it's Sanchez, call it the South American connection, whatever you want to call it. We need them to step up, because I feel like Emerson and Lucas, they're best mates behind the scenes, but one of them needs to go wider when the other one tucks in. And they need to swap it around.
On that topic, though, I feel like they're being hampered a bit by Sanchez's lack of ability on the ball, whereas Davis is a lot more comfortable on the left-hand side, either coming forward, opening up space, passing it very quickly into Reguilon or whatnot. And because he's a fullback by trade, he knows what space to operate in to find, get possession and be an option. Whereas Sanchez, I feel, when he's on the ball on the right-hand side, he's not feeding Emerson very quickly. He's not able to step into midfield. And I think it does hamper the progress that we make on the right-hand side.
No, that's a really good point. And the thing is, with Tanganga, maybe, Norwich on Sunday, play Tanganga. If Sanchez, he doesn't need a rest. These guys didn't play against Burnley, so they should be okay. But moving forward on that right back role, or right centre back role, let's call it, the back three, we need that right wing to operate. Because for me, I'm looking at that left wing, and that's where most of our threat comes down. When I look at that right wing, I'm thinking, right, Lucas, Emerson, there's not really that much synergy going on. There is a little bit, but that's where we look at Liverpool. Liverpool are masters at that left and right, with Robertson and Trent. We need to exploit that right-hand side more. So I'm hoping that Emerson and Lucas and Sanchez or Tanganga, whoever's going to be, with Pierre kicking in, that right side is failing us for me when I look at the last 2-3 games. But that left side is just absolutely killing it. And if that right side performs, Harry Kane has another outlet rather than just the Reggie Son combo on the left. So I think that's where Conte probably will want to work that side of the team better, because the balance in defence is pretty set now with Sanchez on the right. You can't play Sanchez on the left. He's crap on the left.
Yeah.
You've got to play him on the right. Dyer's been playing really well, and Ben Davis has slotted in so well in that left. So you just leave that back three for Norwich. You don't mess with that. The only person I would bring in is Tanganga if I had to, if you wanted to rest Sanchez. But moving forward, I think we've got the template, guys. I think it's so nice to have a team that we all agree on. Jose, man, it was just difficult this time last year. It was just chop and change. And it was just driving me nuts. Just every time someone had a poor game, he'd pull him out, and throw someone else in. And it was just kind of like just a guessing thing every week. Who's going to play? We can all sit here and relax and know what's going to happen. So long may it continue, man. But let's see. I'm going to go 3-0 if they attack us, 1-0 maybe if Norwich sit back, man. I think it'll be difficult to break them down if they sit back.
All right, Josh. Always a pleasure to speak to you, my
man,
friend.
Josh.
And we shall speak to you
care,
soon,
boys.
no doubt.
Yeah, give my seat back, man.
It's here for you whenever you want it, my friend.
For you, my friend. Yeah.
Keep it warm and wash your mug. Last time it wasn't washed, man.
Big up, Josh.
See you later,
I'll
bro.
speak to you soon, bro.
All right, man. Take care, man.
Big up, Josh. And really good show today with a lot of really good guests once again. So big up for everyone for coming on. That is it from us today. You're going to have the Premier League perspective and Predict the Prem all in one episode coming out a bit later today, and then all the pre-match stuff coming out tomorrow, the match preview, predicted lineup, and maybe even a Tottenham update as well. So thank you everyone for joining us today. Like, subscribe and comment, and as always, come on you Spurs.